Hi there and welcome to the Docker All Hands 7, and in this video we're going to be collaborating on the creation of a Docker desktop extension. We'll be taking a look at an awesome tool known as Hoppscotch.
If you are not aware of Postman and Hoppscotch, they are tools commonly used for interacting with the APIs. Super helpful for software development. Hoppscotch is completely open source, and we are going to build the Docker extension for this from scratch.
I'll be starting this off with the focus on Docker Compose and how we can actually run Hoppscotch as a self-contained application with Docker Compose. And after we've actually got this working, I'll then hand this back to Edith.
And we will show how to create an extension. We will initialize an empty extension. We will set this up for Hoppscotch. So we will get the structure ready, the metadata, extensions icons, and so on.
Then we'll combine these two efforts, the Docker Compose and the extension framework, and we'll create, hopefully, a fully working extension. Okay, so I'll see you in a few minutes, Edie. Okay, so for the first part, let's take a look at Hoppscotch.io. We're effectively looking to make this into an extension that we can conveniently have within Docker Desktop. That can be used anytime we're using Docker, so even if we were on a flight, doing local development, and had no internet access. If we take a look at Docker Hub and we do a search, Hoppscotch has an image there, and you can see this has had over 500,000 Docker pulls. If we scroll down, there's a lot of information, but we're interested in this. Let's just create a working directory and we'll go into that directory and we'll paste that command. Okay, so you can see that's running now on port 3000, and we can access this in the browser on port 3000 and also run the sample query that Hoppscotch provides. So that's working as expected. We'll just Control-C that for now, and let's create a Docker Compose file. Here we'll add the services, we'll add a Hoppscotch section. I always like to give a container name, the image, our port. At this point, I'm giving this a high port here intentionally. And lastly, let's add some friendly usage comments and how to access. And we can do a Docker Compose up. That's running. It says 3000, but remember our forwarding port is 32433. And once again, we can access this in the browser and run the test. So again, let's Control-C that. We'll just clean this up for now. Okay, so with that bit done, I'm going to hand this back over to Edie to start creating the extension.
Okay, thanks James. So let's now take a look at extension creation. First, we will create a Docker extension skeleton. We will just fill in some details here. And we will wait for this to finish. Let's go to the Hoppscotch extension directory that was just created. This will create many things, but for us, we will keep it light. I'm going to take a look and get rid of some things. We can see that when we create this extension, it already initialized a Git project. We don't need the files generated in VM, so we will remove them. The metadata JSON is the main structure of the extension, so let's modify it so that it has the bare minimum. We will remove all these bits that we don't need. And we will save this file. we will copy an SVG file for the icon, and we will get rid of the old icon. And we will get rid of UI. We will keep this quite simple, and choose Yes there. Let's edit the Docker file. And again, by here, we are going to simplify it. We will remove anything that is not necessary. And copy the UI directory. Lastly, I will update the metadata so our extension has a screenshot when we look at it. And we will change the icon to the Hoppscotch file. Now, we will build the extension just to quickly test this. That's good so far. We will add a temporary web page for our extension. And we will install the extension. Choose Yes there. Okay, so I got a problem. Let's take a look. Can you see it? This is the fun with JSON. Save that again, and we will try again. Oops, typo there in Hoppscotch. And that's better. And we try again. And all good. So this is our extension, now in Docker Desktop. If we click, we can see the Hello from Hoppscotch. And if we choose Manage Extensions, we can see an example screenshot. Let's commit this to GitHub so James can add his Docker Compose efforts. We will create a new repository. Remember that the extension created a Git repo, so I will add this new repository as a remote. We will then add these files, and we will commit them. Okay, back to you, James.
Okay, so I'm going to fork Edie's project and just click there, create fork. Whilst we're here, let's just add a default README and commit that as it is. Okay, great. And I'm going to copy the repository SSH reference. Let's clone that repo. We've got the repo and our Docker Compose file. Let's go into the repo. We can actually see we've got those files there. And let's check out a new branch for our integration. So I'll call this Add Extension and UI. I'm going to replace the skeleton extension Docker Compose with the one we created at the start. I've also got a template that we're going to use for the UI web page. This is just some simple HTML with an iframe to that port of 32433. So let's redirect that over the existing file. Now we can commit that, so 2 files, and we'll add both of those and commit that with a message and push to our branch. Okay, so I'm now over in GitHub. Let's select repositories. We'll choose the Hoppscotch extension. We've conveniently got a compare and pull request, so select that. I'm going to just put a stock comment in here and create pull request. Okay, so that's now back with you, Edie.
Thanks, James. So I am back at GitHub. we will choose pull request. We will open this app and merge pull request. Now, in the terminal, I can pull this to update the changes. We will build the extension again. And we will update the extension. Choose yes. Okay, that's done. And now, if we go back to the extension and click this, we've now got Hoppscotch running in Docker Desktop. Yay! And this is how easy it is to create an extension.
Okay, so that's it for this video. Thanks so much for your time, and we hope you found this useful and will be making your own Docker Desktop extensions. If you'd like, we've left the Hoppscotch extension open for contribution, and we're hoping to actually work with the creator of Hoppscotch, Elias Thomas, on the inclusion of this into the Docker Desktop extension marketplace. Thanks so much for your time and enjoy the rest of the Docker All Hands 7.